All right,
All
and
right.
Duval,
Yep.
everything's rolling right. Everything's looking good.
Everything's rolling, rocking and
Ch-
rolling, looking good. Levels
Yep.
check. The
Check,
lights,
chickadee check.
rainbow is in the back. Everything.
Everything. All right, okay,
Mm.
folks. You know how it rolls. The Flixters, film reviews, TV, you name it. We're doing it. We're talking
Yep.
about it. And on this week's episode, the big movie review is Black Adam. So stick around for that one. And maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't seen it. So yeah, just kind of if you want to hear what we think about it, stick around for that one. And let's get into the show, Deval.
Yep. Let's get right into it. So this week we've got a couple of shout outs. First shout out goes to our very own Emmanuel, or his
Mhm.
Instagram handle is Emmanuel P underscore LDN. So he's a London guy. So obviously you've seen him on the show a couple of times, well, a few times, I should say. He's going to be back. Right now he's away, on holiday, living his life, enjoying himself. And yet,
Yep,
you know what? He actually is listening to the podcast while he's away on holiday. So
that's
thank you
wicked.
very much, spreading the Flixters internationally. So
Exactly.
big shout
I
out to
love I
Emmanuel.
love his thing. He messaged
Mhm.
us on what was it on WhatsApp? But that thing where where you see movie posters like an international.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what? That should be a thing. We should do that on Twitter. Like wherever you are in the world, put a international poster. Obviously not in English speaking
Mm,
because it's just going to be exactly the same. But if you're in a non-English speaking country,
mm.
tag us with your
Yeah,
poster.
yeah. Great
Take a
idea,
picture of
actually.
yeah, and tag us. So yeah, Emmanuel. See you soon on the show.
Defo. Next shout out goes to Sifa underscore Saki. And I think it was an anniversary of hers actually, a 10-year wedding
Mm,
anniversary. So Sifa,
wow!
I know you listen to
Congrats.
the show. I know you love your superhero movies. Did you watch Black Adam? Are you looking forward to Black Panther? I know you are. But from us, the Flixters, happy 10-year wedding anniversary. So congratulations to you
Congratulations.
and your husband as well. So next shout out goes to Ciel Noir 3, our very own. Go check out
Yeah.
her page. We're always big at giving her a shout out because she deserves it. Great page, very inspirational, motivational, positive vibes on her page. Go check her out on Instagram, Ciel Noir 3. And you know what? If you go say hi to her, she's guaranteed to say hi back to you as well. So
Mm,
yeah, go check her out. So those are this
brilliant.
week's shout outs.
All right. Okay. Thanks for that, Devaldo. All right. Let's get into movie news. And yeah, let's speak about this one because this kind of popped up on our radar. And, I was doing a bit of digging around in this. So it looks like Deval, it looks like
Mm,
appears that the MCU, they've got a major casting scoop on their hands over here. So
mm,
Harrison Ford, obviously veteran Hollywood actor, he's been in big movies, the Star Wars movies, The Fugitive, which was a big hit of his. Obviously, Indiana Jones. I mean, those movies alone have taken in billions.
mm.
But what is the thing here, and what do you reckon on the kind of the rumor scale? Is this kind of tipping into the not rumor confirmed, or is this more of a rumor?
No, this is confirmed. This is
Mm,
confirmed. So yes, Harrison Ford has taken over from the late William Hurt, who played General Ross in Marvel's Black Panther. We saw him in Infinity War, I want to say.
yeah,
And
at the
General
end.
Ross, yeah, he's the one who obviously is in the comics and the cartoons. He's Red Hulk. So yeah, so it looks like Harrison Ford has taken over from the late William Hurt. So he'll be continuing. Will we see Harrison Ford turn into Red Hulk? I mean, you never know. Maybe he'll be
You
Red
never
Hulk with
know.
a whip. And what's that hat called again? The sort of cowboy hat he has. Maybe he'll be
Oh
cracking the whip.
shit! I don't know. Could it be um because they were, I don't know, do we want to see like him as like CGI'd version, or do we actually want to get someone in new? I don't know, man. I'm
Yeah, I don't
looking,
know.
yeah.
It'll be
I think
weird.
it
It's too
would be
old,
weird,
man.
right?
Yeah,
I
it's too old
know.
for that.
He's hitting 85 in it or something.
Is it? Yeah, I think let someone else do it, man.
Yeah, but listen, he's going to be back in obviously Captain America: New World Order, which
Yeah.
is going to be hitting the screens on the 3rd of May, 2024. So we still got a while left for that, and hopefully Harrison Ford. I shouldn't laugh, but for the
What?
way things are,
Oh, no, nothing's guaranteed. Tomorrow is
Nothing
not
is certain.
guaranteed. Yeah, you're right. It's true.
Exactly. Like, and it's
Mm.
and 3rd of May 2024, man. Come on, it's not like as if it's just like round the corner. It's still a
Uh,
ways way off left
They'll
yet.
start shooting that soon. They'll start shooting that soon. Marvel likes to get the movies. Well, they're used to that, to get the movies done on time and out early.
Yeah.
But we never know.
Yeah, and before obviously we see him as General Ross, Harrison Ford is going to be back on our screens for a 5th Indiana Jones movie, which is going to be out on the 30th of June 2023. So
Mm.
we'll see how that one pans out, Devado. All right, okay. So this next piece of news, again interesting. Yaha Abdul Mateen the third. We've seen him obviously in Aquaman. He's appeared obviously in Ambulance, which was just recently. You've seen him in kind of like a few things. He's a good actor,
Mm.
huge actor actually. Like I'm talking about his stature. He's actually like a really, really
Yeah,
big guy. So what's happening?
that's the all that's big. Have you seen him in? have you seen? Have
Watchmen.
you have you seen Watchmen? did,
Oh God,
did he watch it?
this
Did he watch
yeah.
this?
It's just
Yeah, I watched this.
it's
I'm telling you, man. This guy, yeah,
what
this
the
guy.
hell, man.
There's a scene, yeah, where he plays. he plays Doctor Manhattan, and
Yes,
Doctor
and he's
Manhattan
naked all the
is
time.
darkers. And I'm no lie, yeah. I mean, there's a thing called dick envy, but this guy, honestly, I was like, he was sweeping the floor.
So- It's so
He
true.
was,
Imagine when he got that role, they were like, "Hey, listen,
yeah.
yeah, we want you to play Doctor Manhattan, and like, but you're going to be naked throughout the whole thing, and like, this is
I'm
what."
telling you, they would have been sliding into his DMs, man. Honestly, all they needed was someone else to go on the other side and hold it and start doing skip rope. You know,
Skipping
double
over it.
the double dutch. They're saying and they're jumping it. It's mad.
Oh shit,
Oh
mate! If,
man, he is
listen,
a wonder
listeners,
man. Honestly, he's playing.
he's a wonder man. If you haven't seen, I bet you people should just go out and watch Watchmen now just
Yeah,
for that.
hmm
That's a really good show actually.
yeah,
Go out and
yeah.
watch Watchmen. But what tell us about the news? What's he going to be doing
Oh yeah,
for the
oh yeah. I
MCU?
forgot we're doing news here, isn't it? Yeah. So he's going to be. There's hints there that Marvel is considering Yahya Abdul Mateen the third to be Wonder Man.
Mm,
In there, I think is Wonder Man going to be a film or a show? I'm not too sure yet. But Wonder Man, if you don't know, I've got a list of his abilities here. But Wonder Man,
wow.
yeah, he's Simon Williams, and he's like pure energy. I think he actually was a close friend of Tony Stark in the comics, and a
Okay.
very intelligent guy. Obviously, something went wrong, and he became pure energy. Like think of
Mm,
energy, pure energy, superhuman strength, speed. He can fly, ionic energy. Uh,
damn.
just literally can do all kinds of shit with energy. So manipulate it. So that's who he's going to play. So kind of similar, if you think about it, to Doctor Manhattan, who also is pure energy
Pure
and
energy.
can do all kinds of shit. So yeah, kind of a similar kind of person maybe. So
Mm.
I see where they're
And
going.
and hang on a second. Are we seeing him return in Aquaman Part 2?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's gonna be there as Black Manta. Yep,
Shit. All right. Okay. Yeah. So he's going to be in that. So he's doing the whole thing, DC,
yep.
Marvel thing, and we do know because I remember this popped up on our radar before. So I think Daniel Destin Cretton
Mm.
is going to be doing
One,
Wonder Man. I think.
yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah, exactly. So he's in good
Yeah.
hands. Yeah.
It's in good hands. All
Hmm.
right. Well, listen, look, actually, Deval, you might be interested in this one. And listen, look, man, you know me. I never did, apart from maybe one or two episodes, I didn't really get into the whole Agents of Shield.
Mm.
You said to me, it kind of picks up. It does integrate with with the Marvel movies at some point.
Yeah.
But here's the news. The news here is Agents of Shield apparently is coming back to the Marvel MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and
Yeah.
yeah, apparently it's going to be part of the MCU universe continuity. Apparently, fully establishing them as part of that world, and obviously, there's going to be lots of questions like, well, okay, how do they fit in, and where are they all going to slot in, and everything.
Mm.
But just to recap, everyone, so the Marvel Agents you first premiered on ABC in 2013.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
mad. Co-created by Joss Whedon. I didn't even
Yep.
know that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, it was a decent show. It very
Mm,
much had the Joss Whedon kind of vibe. Had a strong female lead in
yeah.
what was her name? Tremors.
Yes.
Chloe Benet, I think, or Bennett, her name is in real life, and yeah, Agent, what's his name? Coulson. Agent
Coulson.
Coulson was a lead in that as well.
Yeah.
His team, so it really linked
Ming
on
Na.
from how he got killed in Avengers, and they sort of really linked it onto that. So the continuity was there, but it was a good show. I did like it. It ended well on their own terms, and I think I don't know. So you're saying it's going to come back then, yeah?
Yeah, so this is the thing.
Mm,
So like how we've got so according to this, we've got obviously Daredevil coming back. We are
yeah,
going to be getting what was the other show? Um
they want content. They just want a lot of
yeah.
content, man.
I
They
just
want
think
content.
somehow and maybe it kind of fits in well with kind of like the Secret Wars, and maybe there is this kind of a thing
Mm,
where
mm,
could they be hunting, I don't know,
yeah,
double A, like aliens undercover and things like that. There
yeah.
could be that whole little thing, but I
Punisher's
don't know,
coming back.
man. I wasn't. I need to get back. You told me, you said to me, look, watch it, get into it, and everything. There's a couple of good
Yeah.
seasons there. I don't know. Maybe is this enough for me to get back into it? I don't know. I'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah.
that could
We'll
be a
see
good
what
thing or a
happens.
bad
We'll
thing.
see
I
what
don't know.
happens with that one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. All right, listen, we're going to finish off movie news with this one. So, Devout, I'm not sure if you've heard this. This popped up on my radar, and I started kind of reading up on this. There's a movie. There's a horror movie out, low budget. Yeah, kind of straight to streaming, low budget movies called Terrifier Part Two.
Oh yes, I need to see part one. Do you know what? Honestly, this film. I've been hearing about it for years,
Mate,
and the
mate,
first part got like a 6 or 7 out of 10 for a horror film. That's all right.
yes,
The clown, isn't it? The crazy clown. This was
crazy
on
ass clown.
Amazon. I think it was on Netflix for a while. I had access to it. I don't know if it's on Amazon still, but I need to see it because part. Yeah, go ahead with part two.
But
What's
listen,
going on, man?
check this out. So Terrifier 2 has been released and they've been showing it in North America. And apparently audiences have
Mm,
been vomiting
mm.
and they've been fainting and they've been running out of screenings because the blood, the mutilation level, the kind of the killing is just basically apparently out of this world. And when a movie is being described like that, we got to end up watching it. But here's the thing, Devado, this might kind of prick your ears up a bit. So I typed in Terrifier 2 trailer. You can see the trailer. And then hang on a second, I was like, what's this?
Mm.
Someone uploaded the whole movie up onto YouTube of
What?
Terrifier Part 2. If you type in Terrifier Part 2,
Is it
you
still
can
there
actually
now?
watch. It's actually on there.
Is it
And you know
clear?
what? I watched, yes, a brilliant copy.
Is
I
it?
watched the first 15 minutes, and you know what, mate,
What?
it is gory, it's bloody, it's the creepiest thing that you've ever seen, man. Oh man.
That's all you
So
got
we
to do.
did
With me, start there. You're telling me people ran out, people were sick, people were disgusted. Say no
no
more.
more.
That's it.
Exactly. So we got to check this movie out, Deval. We got to check this movie out. And like I said before, it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where it's supposed to be actually be on YouTube, but there's someone else's
probably not.
upload there. I was reading the comments and someone was like, "Oh, we thank you. God bless you for kind
Mm,
of uploading this movie." But yeah, oh my
mm.
god, the clown is disgusting.
Yeah, I
His
got to see part one
face.
first. You know what? You've given me
Oh
a
man.
task.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch part one first, then part two. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
on it.
All right,
I'm on it.
we'll get onto that one. We'll get onto that one. Terrifier, folks. Check it out. All right, let's do a new one streaming, Devaldo, and two shows that we want to speak about. So, first of all, we're nearing the end. Only one more episode is left
Mm,
of House of the Dragon. And this episode, Devaldo, was again really, really good because um it's just kind of setting everything up about
mm.
it's planting the seeds and who's actually going to be kind of taking over the Iron Throne, because
Yeah.
now Viserys, he's dead, he died, he wasn't too well, and his wife Rhaenyra is no, it's not his wife. What was her name again? Alicent, sorry.
Listen, yeah.
She decides to take it upon herself to kind of like, right, okay, we need to act fast, we need to kind of have this in place. Her dad, obviously the hand of the king, he's been moving the chess pieces from behind. Man, it's just madness. There's loads of shit going on
Hmm.
in the background.
Do you know what? And do you know what? If you look at Game of Thrones original series, obviously it's a great show. It started off quite slow as well. If you take it back, 2011, it did start off quite slow, but episode 9. that's where big shit happened. That's where Ned Stark was, was given a chop.
Yep.
That's when all the pieces really cemented, and then we knew what was going to happen from there. And episode 9 here has done no different. It's really like the way what's her name? Is it Princess Rhaenys?
Yes.
Viserys' cousin,
Yeah.
who felt she should have been queen. When
She
she
should have been queen.
came in with the dragon.
Oh man,
Her dragon's massive, and she just came
massive.
through. And you see the personalities between Aemon and Aegon,
Yeah.
and obviously the one that is by birthright should be king, and then the
Yeah.
one who by birthright isn't in line yet, but he wants to
He
be
wants
king.
to be.
The one with a patch, exactly. And it's like they're
Oh,
very different characters, and you can see kind of people are saying like, is it Aegon? Aegon's the one that he's the one with the patch. I always get them mixed up. Well, the one without the patch, I think
where
he's
was he?
Aegon. I think it's Aegon. Yeah, he's Aegon.
Isn't there
Sorry,
another
he's
son?
Aegon.
Isn't there another son? Wasn't there a third?
Uh,
Wasn't there a third one?
I think it's two boys and one girl. I think.
Oh, is it two boys and one girl?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, Aegon, he's kind of like petulant, and he's a bit, entitled, and doesn't want to be king. He wants to do his own thing. People are saying that he might turn out to be a bit of a Joffrey once he gets the crown on his head. It might really manipulate him,
Yes.
and maybe we'll see this in the future. But yeah, all the characters are really. I'm enjoying this. I can't lie. I'm
Oh
enjoying this.
yeah, I'm
I am.
enjoying it as well.
I am also watching Game of Thrones in parallel, and I've gotten to season 8 now. And
Is it?
yeah, because you know what? Some of the conversations that Game of Thrones had is things that we're seeing now. And then
With
there's
the
two shows
Targaryens,
are
yeah.
linked. It's one of the it's best telly, man. Best
So
telly.
this one, in this episode, we didn't see Rhaenyra's, and we don't see
Mm.
what's the
Damon.
what was the
Damon.
yeah, we don't see Daemon Targaryen. So
Mm.
obviously that's then going to set them up for the last
Mhm.
episode where there's going to be a clash. But check this out: there's one funny bit in this episode. So he gets crowned king, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, "Mum, don't take the piss. Like, really, like I'm going to be the king. I'm going to be the king." And she says,
Mm.
"Yes, you're going to be the king." He gets
Yeah.
crowned king and everything. And there's this kind of big ceremony. Everyone's packed into the hall or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he does this thing. He did this thing where he lifts up the sword and he starts going, "Ah!" He starts getting, it just
Yeah.
made me laugh so much.
That's what I'm saying. He's slowly going to become king in the worst
Yes.
way. Trust me.
Yeah. So what do you think? Her jumping on the dragon, the auntie, and she's showing her support for Alison and the son, or what? Because
No,
the dragon didn't burn them down though.
no, but she's showing her position
Mm.
in the most fierce way with her dragon. She's saying, "I don't agree with this. I'm telling you, I don't agree with
Don't
this.
screw
This is
with me.
yeah, don't mess with me. This is my position." The same way Daenerys in season 7, episode 7, when they had that meeting where Cersei was there, Tyrion was there, Jon Snow was there. When they came to show Cersei the undead,
Yeah.
the
Oh, that was a
walkers.
great scene.
Yeah, and that's when they were waiting for Daenerys to turn up, and she was late, but she turned up with her dragon. It's a show of strength to show that okay, we're here to maybe get on, but I'm showing you my position. I'm not here to be messed with, and I think she's doing the
Yeah.
same thing. She's declaring war. She literally declared
Basically.
war. Yeah.
And here's the thing: if her dragon was big, imagine Aegon's one then,
Yep.
because they're
Yep.
saying that Viserys or that
Aemon.
dragon.
Aemon's one. Is it Caraxes? I can't remember the name.
Yeah, they're saying so
Vega.
that
Is it
one's bigger
Vega.
than
Vega.
Aegon.
Vega.
That one's
Yeah.
bigger than that one.
Aemon's dragon is the biggest of all the dragons. Yeah, that one there is not
Mad.
to be messed with. So I think we could see a bit of Dance of the Dragons in the next
Yep.
episode. A
Yeah,
dragon could
man.
be killed. We'll have to wait and see. Mm.
So, folks, if you're listening, if you're watching this,
Mhm.
the action's going to kick off tomorrow, usually on Mondays, wherever you are in the world.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we'll be going through the finale. So, stick with the Flixters, and we can speak about that on next week's episode. Now, let's do Andor. Oh
Mm.
man, I'm loving Andor.
Decent. Decent.
This episode, right, Devout. You know what made it really good for me as well, though? The
Mm.
music. There was this kind of, the obviously the Imperial Army. They
Mm.
have this kind of like council meeting,
Yeah.
like they're deciding, right, okay, so on last week's episode, the rebels, they kind of they stole from obviously the Imperial, they stole the
Yeah.
money, so there's obviously that's kicked off this whole little thing going on.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, man, it just feels like as if this whole spy thriller espionage thing is all in this world. I loved it.
Lots of
I love
backstabbing too within
There
both
you go.
camps. It's mad. Yeah.
Yes. Ben Bailey Smith, who's the he's a British actor. He's the one who's the smarmy one, who's like he's the one who's dobbing, who's telling, you know, when they're in that forum meeting.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's the one who complains to the main guy and says, "Oh, she's been using, like, you know, company resources to find out."
Oh, is
He's
he
a
the one
British
whose
actor.
his mum's a bit overbearing? Is that the one or someone
No, no,
else?
no. It's the one who's in the council, kind of, you know, in the forum. He's the
Oh,
one who's,
okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, him.
and Qyburn's in that. He's the head of the Qyburn from
Yes,
Game of Thrones. He's in
from
it as
Game of
well.
Thrones. Yeah, exactly. He's the head. So there's all this stuff going on. Andor, he goes back to his town, his whatever town he was in. He
Mm,
kind of, you know, he wants to take his adopted mum, shall we say. He's like, "Come on, let's get out of here." She's like, "No, I'm
mm,
going to stay because you
mm,
know what? The rebels, we got to basically make a stand.
mm,
It's good. It's decent.
mm.
I
Yeah,
like
no,
it."
I'm looking forward to it. How many do we have left now? That was episode. I think that was
7.
episode 6. So we're coming to the end of it. But there's I think
Mm.
there's a lot going on. People are being thrown in prison. Andor, he could be in prison. Like
He
there's
got 6 years.
yeah, like for doing nothing. He didn't do anything.
He was on this island. He went to an island, and that island kind of reminded me of like Malaga or like Ibiza or something.
Yeah,
It's
who
like
was that
Star
girl he was
Wars.
with?
I
Who's that girl that was in
f-
his bed?
oh,
Like,
man.
what's been going on?
Exactly. So he's left. He's left the cold and dank of like wherever he was,
Yeah,
and then he's like, "Yeah, I want to get out." And he's there on the beach and like whatnot, and you know,
yeah,
he's got a woman in the bed, and like I just thought,
yeah.
"Wow, man, this guy doesn't mess around." He's got his credits, and like you
Well,
know,
you know, he's good at being undercover in it. So,
yeah. Exactly, trust me. So listen, folks, if you need a reason to watch it
mm,
for the just the espionage and the kind of
yeah,
the intrigue and the
yeah.
drama. Go just do that and watch it. All right, so Devour trailers. Yeah, let's speak about this. Devour, what did you make of Creed 3, man?
Mates, all I can say is, yeah, these guys are in mad good shape. Creed
Jonathan
3,
Majors.
yeah, and Michael B. Jordan. But Jonathan, I sent a video in the chat of him, Jonathan Majors, having like a little workout. You know who works him out? Blimmin' Rhino, the ex gladiator. In the UK, we
Is
just like
it?
in America, there was a show called Gladiators,
Yeah,
where these you know, really fit people, whether they're personal trainers or athletes or previous former athletes, that would go against these gladiators and, you know, fight it out. Not physically fight, but do challenges. And in the
challenges and
UK,
whatnot.
there was
Yeah,
a gladiator called Rhino who's really powerful, really muscular.
pumped.
He
Yeah,
is working out Jonathan Majors,
that's
and Jonathan
mad.
Majors is in crazy shape. Crazy shape. But yeah, the trailer looks like it's going to be a decent film,
Yeah,
directed by Michael B.
all
Jordan,
right. I didn't
coming
know
out.
that.
Yeah, coming out in March. I think the 23rd of March, 2023. It's looking like it could be a decent film. I'm not
Yeah,
sure who Jonathan Majors is in the film. I know he's a previous friend of Michael B. Jordan. I think they used to roll together when they were younger. I'm guessing that Jonathan Majors maybe took the rap for a crime they both committed, maybe because he goes to prison and he comes out, and then Michael B. Jordan feels like he owes him something.
owes him something,
So I
and
think
he's
that maybe
hungry.
he took the raps, yeah. So maybe there could be a bit of bad blood there. Some people were saying that he may be a son of Mr. T or something. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
was thinking that, but I don't know. There might
Yeah,
be too much on the nose. But
yeah,
you know, but all I'm saying is there's a couple of shots of Jonathan Majors. He's on the beach. He's doing
mm,
some sort of training. He's doing
yeah,
some
yeah,
chin ups.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, mate.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
It makes you realize
Do you?
whatever you think you're doing, whatever workout
Is
you think you're
nothing.
doing.
Is nothing compared to what. Like seriously, man. Oh gosh. And this guy. It's like I get it, and look, he's doing Creed 3, and he's got to kind of look like a formidable foe for as
Mm,
Kang the Conqueror as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not going to just going to be like some skinny guy, right? You just
Mm,
know what I'm saying? It's like you know they're going to get someone formidable.
mm,
So Creed 3, which obviously they probably did filming last year or whatever they did, so
mm.
he's probably doing Kang. No, actually, Quantumania is probably filmed as well, right?
Probably, I think Principal must be finished by now because that's coming out next spring as well. I think.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, he's
So he's
gonna have
got two
two
films
big
coming out
films
next
coming
year.
out at similar time. Yeah. Mm.
All I know is that I'm telling you, man, he looks ready to
Yeah.
rumble, that guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ready to rumble, man. It
yeah.
looks good. I can't wait to watch that one. So that's Creed 3, folks. Go check it out. Should be a good one. All right, let's do anniversary corner. So let's go back to 15 years ago, 2007, and
Hmm.
oft derided MCU character Ghostrider. This was his first kind of debut in the live
Hmm.
action. And Nicolas Cage, who, let's add, he's a
Hmm.
huge comic
He's got
book
a
fan.
tattoo. He's got a tattoo of Ghost Rider on his leg, I think.
Yes, this
Yeah.
guy um, named his son Deval Kal-El.
Are you serious?
Yes, after Superman.
Superman, because
He
Nicolas Cage was gonna play Superman, wasn't he?
Yes,
A
did the
while
whole
ago.
screen test,
Oh my
everything. Yeah,
gosh.
so he was going to do that whole thing. So this guy, he loves, his comic book movies and everything, and so he was like, "No, I want to tackle Ghost Rider." And Ghost Rider is a deep character. I
Mm,
actually like Ghost Rider as a character.
yeah.
And the movies, I got to say, the critics obviously hated them. There was a second movie as well. And you know what?
Mm.
For me, they're just I think they're bearable. Honestly, I just think because I like the character, so I can go and watch this movie and be like, oh, I
Mm.
like the character so much that I'm just going to watch it. But obviously, we will end up seeing Ghost Rider at some point again, properly again, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think so. I think because the way MCU is, you got Blade, you got what's his name? Jon Snow's playing that character. Something. What's
Blade,
his name?
Ebony Blade, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, the Ebony Blade. There's also kind of dark, mysterious. We even saw Johnny Cage's cousin or something in Hulk, She-Hulk.
Yeah,
We saw
Donny
him,
Blaze, wasn't it?
Johnny Blaze, exactly. So there's hints that Johnny Blaze could be coming back. But the reason I put this film on there because it is a superhero movie, so we like to keep our uh, anniversary corner films in sync with the main film we're going to talk about. But also, 2007 is a very it's a very important year when it comes to Black Adam. And any guesses as to why?
2007.
Yep,
Shit, you got me.
2007.
You got me on that one.
The
No,
same
what?
year that Ghost Rider came out, 2007. This is only a few years before, it's a few years after Facebook was released. Instagram wasn't released then.
Damn,
2007 is a while ago, 15 years. That was the same year The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, actually got cast for Black Adam. That's when the
he's
first,
been in development all this time.
that's when the initial concept of him as Black Adam was realized. And since then, it's taken a while for the film to be obviously written and cast and funded. Yep, 2007. So,
Oh my gosh.
yep,
Wow, that just tells you how long it does take. Like
yeah.
sometimes, like you think, right, okay, movies just get made kind of like that, but some movies are in development of hell. So this is great. So thanks for adding that one onto the list, Devaldo. So let's just get into this whole thing now. Before we do the kind of the movie Deval,
Mm.
now Black Adam, the actual character. I mean, this he's got like a long history, kind of like a very kind of interesting history. Can you just let us know briefly about who this guy is and where he comes from?
Yeah, so he comes from it's almost like Egypt, Karnak. It's like the
Mm,
modern day Egypt because you know how DC they kind of mess around with the geography. We all
they
know
do.
Gotham City is like New York. We all know that,
Yeah.
But yeah, so Karnak is like Egypt. Black Adam, he was a person from Kondak. Him and his family, his people, were basically taken into slavery to create the landscape for the ruler of the time. That ruler wanted certain things built and wanted the city to be a certain way, so he got the people to really grind and create these
Mm,
monuments to praise him. And people were in chains, they were whipped, they were killed if they didn't listen, and he grew up in that environment. So he really grew up looking at things from a certain perspective, looking up because he saw himself as down.
yeah.
He's looking up to all these rulers and having to listen to what they had to say all the time, seeing people around him suffer, really suffer.
Mm,
So he's had that mentality from a young age that no, he doesn't want to suffer anymore. He doesn't want to kneel anymore. He doesn't want to obey anymore. He wants to do things how he wants to do things because his people has he's lived and died. His people have died.
Yeah.
for all the suffering. So that's a bit of a backstory as to why Black Adam or Tet Adam is. It's got to be authentic here. Tet Adam
We've got to
called
be
him that in the
authentic.
film. Tet Adam.
That's it. They use the word Ted Adam. Now listen,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you heard about this, but some people are like, why is Dwayne Johnson playing like an Arabic character?
Mm. Do you know what I
There
think?
was there was some of this, and I get it. Like he is one of the biggest movie stars
Yeah,
in the world. I mean, his name. You put a Dwayne Johnson on
yeah.
a film, people are gonna. It's gonna be
Bums
bums on
on
seats.
seats. Yeah, bums on seats. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
So I get it.
he's. I mean, obviously, he doesn't really talk much about his heritage.
Mm-mm.
His dad is African American. His mum
Yeah.
is from, I think it's Samoa. Is it Samoa?
Yes. Samoa. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has mixed heritage in that way, and obviously the Egyptians or Kandak from back in the day, we know through like geography, through migration and so on, like from that region back in the day, people were as dark as me,
Yeah.
like from back in the
Yeah.
day, and obviously from time as the things have changed. Now people in that area do have a complexion more alike to Dwayne the Rock Johnson now.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why the depiction of people from that region is more known as that complexion now. So I
Yeah.
guess that's why I think it's good casting, and he does the comic book. He is the comic book
Yeah.
impersonated, so I think he does look good for the role. But yeah, I mean, everyone's going to
Yeah.
have their own opinion, aren't they?
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Like, because I was just kind of went on a few things and people said this and, oh, why didn't they
Mm,
get like an Arabic, like,
mm.
character and stuff like that? And I get it.
Yeah,
Obviously
yeah,
they
yeah,
got
yeah,
to make certain creative choices and everything.
yeah.
But let's get on to the movie. So Black Adam, finally, after like what you're saying, 15 years of being in
Mm,
development, and is it going to
mm.
happen? Is it not going to happen? And then obviously the DC universe that all kicked off with Superman, Man of
Yep.
Steel, and then we had Shazam. And I didn't realize, Deval, when I was watching the movie, just how much of a connection there is to Shazam.
Shazam. Oh yeah, he is Shazam. Yeah, he is literally
Exactly,
Shazam.
he
He's
Shazam, and I couldn't believe that. Yeah, go on.
because even he has to stay Shazam to get his powers. Jumon Honson, who was one of the wizards in Shazam, already told us that Black Adam or somebody in the past was given the powers and he abused the powers and
Yeah,
killed a lot of the wizards. That was Black Adam. So we already kind of had a hint of Black Adam
mm,
before. But you're right. Even the original costume of Black Adam, when we first saw him, I actually prefer the original costume. It's
mm,
tattered, it's withered.
yes,
It kind of resembles his energy, his personality. He's an anti-hero, and the
yeah,
costume is not perfect. He's not perfect.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was interesting. So kind of like, we do get a backstory with the movie. So like you said, Teth Adam,
mm,
he's a slave,
yeah,
and they're working away, they're grinding away trying to find Eternium, which is this kind of
mm,
it
mm.
did remind me of the orb, the power from in Wakanda. What was the
What vibranium, you mean?
is that
Oh,
what they were?
no, no,
What
the heart-shaped herb, you mean, or which one do you
Yes.
mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, something that was in the ground. There's
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of like,
yeah,
something that is kind of in the ground, and
yeah.
then the kind of the bad guy needs that, and then obviously he gets, control and do all the stuff. So
Mm,
there is this whole backstory of how Dwayne Johnson becomes Shazam and everything, and that was all really interesting
mm,
because you get kind of get to learn about all that sort of stuff. So Kandak 2500 BC was under a tyrant, and fast forward to 2023 or whatever year this is, it's still kind of, things haven't changed. There's a
mm.
group called the
Intergang.
Intergang. Yeah,
From
what a
the
name, man.
comics,
Where did they
yeah.
just pull that up?
In the
It's
comics,
from the
they actually
comics, yeah.
had advanced. They were like they were like a group, an organization that liked to take over places. But in the comics, they had advanced weaponry, and some of that advanced weaponry came from, I think it was some Apocalypse. So it kind of links to Dark
Mm,
Side in that kind of realm. Because Jack Kirby has a say, or he's touched some of the history associated with all of that. So yeah, so that's why they had those floating ships and stuff. They've got
and that tech
advanced,
was mad.
yeah, which they didn't touch on in the film, but in the comics it does stem from apocalypse or dark side
Mm,
technology. So that's why they had
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so they basically control everything,
Mm,
and obviously, then we focus on this kid, his mum, who she's in the search for obviously like a savior, like a
mm,
hero who's gonna help the people, fight the oppressors, type of thing like that. And then obviously she stumbles on the kind of the tomb
mm.
of Black Adam, and so then we get this whole kind of thing going on about how Black Adam's been released. And the first thing is like he just deals with, like, literally, like,
He deals with the mercenaries, or what are they? Are they goons or are they henchmen? I know Daredevil
yeah,
broke it down for us a little while ago.
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
These are more
So he
goons. I think they're just paid. So
he j-
yeah.
yeah, he just basically deals with the whole thing. And
Uh,
no one, no devout, no one is this guy like Black Adam, his powers, who
Next
can
level.
actually do
No,
his next
next
level
level.
powers, right?
From when he's disintegrating people with a chokehold, I mean, he's catching
Like,
bullets. He's doing things that Quicksilver can do. Literally like he was dealing with people on a next level. I'm thinking, hold on, who's gonna come close to this guy? No
exactly.
one.
I
He's just too
know, I know.
powerful.
There's one bit where he grabs a guy's throat and then he basically melts him. He
Yeah,
melts the
yeah,
guy down.
yeah. This
And
guy's
then,
got
like,
no worries
yeah,
killing people. Usually superheroes don't kill, they injure, incapacitate. This
yeah,
guy is shredding them, throwing them
mm,
miles away, and then they just
yeah.
imagine that. Imagine you're walking now, going to work, late to work, okay, and someone lands splat on the floor. Like you got your kids with you in that. He doesn't care.
Exactly. So he's kind of announced himself, and people are like, shit, like, who is this flying thing, that is
Yeah.
just kind of like appeared. And then check this out. So he appears on the radar of Amanda Waller. Viola Davis, she appears, and she's obviously menacing. She's like, listen,
Gangster.
she's gangster in everything she does.
Gangster.
She just basically
Mm,
shows her level. And then check this out, right? So she's like, right, okay, we need to contain the situation in Kandak.
mm,
And who do they send in? They send in the Justice Society of
mm,
America. So we got
mm.
Hawkman, we got Dr. Fate, and we get Atom Smasher. And then I can't remember who the other kid is.
Whirlwind or something. She's
Whirlwind or something like that.
what's she doing?
And, like, so they bring
Wind.
in Aldis, they bring in Aldis Hodge, another
Yeah,
actor, he's good
he's
and
good. Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. And then there's beef between Hawkman, and then
Mm,
there's beef between Black Adam. So they go at it because they're obviously trying to contain the situation.
yeah.
Dr. Fate is trying to get involved. So there's all this situation going on, right? So let me just kind of like say what I liked about it. So I like, obviously, we're getting this new DC character, Black
Mm,
Adam. We're getting this kind of um this new depiction of this kind of ancient hero,
mm.
and they focused on kind of like, the Middle East, Kandak, and everything, and that's all that. But I have to say, Devaldo, where was the humor? Because listen, Dwayne, he's good at humor. If you give him,
Yeah,
throw him a joke, and like, you give him something kind of irony, and you give him some sort of sarcastic line, he's really good at that sort of stuff.
yeah.
There's no humor from him.
I would slightly disagree, only in that I get what you mean.
His comic book character isn't supposed to be like that.
Not just that, but yeah, he as a yeah, he's a character because of where he's come from. He's not got time for that. He's literally come
Mm,
from like war torn. His son died, all that kind of stuff. So he's here to just kill people. But the reason why I slightly disagree is because I think his humor was subtle and it came in the shape of the young boy.
yeah.
Like
Oh
those
yeah.
moments with young boys telling him, "Oh, you got to have a good catch line or whatever," and sometimes he said it, but he said it too late after he killed the person.
The
Like
Men in Black
like he does
something.
also. I don't think humor really lands with him properly, but he did kind of try to do humor, but in a
Yeah.
really like old school dad kind of
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And
No,
also,
I
I
get
think there
that.
was also other bits of humor that I think isn't. It's kind of his version of humor where see where he was walking through walls.
You
Right.
know what?
Yeah,
That was
it's like
funny.
he was
That
doing it
was
so
funny.
nonchalantly that no one even like, what's he doing walking through walls? It's like it's nothing. That was humor, but in his kind of way. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
then- and someone said
He
to
couldn't
him,
be bothered to
"Don't they
open a
have?"
door. He just basically flies through it.
Yeah, and Doctor Fate said to him, "Don't you have doors in your time?" He said, "Yeah. Otherwise, how do we get into buildings?" He actually said it, but he's been walking through walls. So that's why I think the humor on his level came from. I think he'll get more now because now he's in
Yeah.
a good place. But I think up until sort of he got to that stage where he sat on the throne and stuff, he was still a bit. Even that bit where he was sitting on the throne, that was right from the comic books. If you
Yeah,
Google Black Adam, and there's a comic book cover where he's sitting on the
where he's
throne.
sitting there like, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
and he's doing that.
He done the
Yeah,
exact same thing. Then he went no, and he just sort of blew it
this feels
apart.
wrong. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's all. Yeah, no, that was good. We're gonna get to the ending just in a moment. But you know what? There were things in the movie where I was
mm,
like, right, okay, I've seen that before, and I've seen this type
yes.
of kind of like a thing like Atom Smasher was, which is kind of doing a variation of
Ant
kind of
Man.
of Ant Man and Spider Man and like all this sort of stuff, and even the his kind
Mm,
that kind of the humor there and everything, and a lot of it, I have to say, was unoriginal.
yes, 100%. I definitely agree. And
I was
uh,
like,
yeah,
what? I was
yeah.
just like, come
Doctor
on,
Fate
man.
was basically being like Doctor Strange in Infinity War, telling people with the future. I mean, if you got someone that knows the future, what are we doing here? Just tell us what's going to happen. Let's get there.
And
Like,
did you notice? And did you notice the whole the Doctor Fate where he multiplies?
yeah, Doctor Strange again, and also the mirror dimension. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Who is writing their stuff? I'm not even
Ah,
joking. You know what I think is they've looked over and thought, oh, like Doctor Strange.
mm,
All right, let's
yeah,
grab a bit of
yeah,
Doctor Strange. Let's
yeah,
grab a bit of this character. Let's grab a bit of that character. Let's add in Peter Parker humor from like
yeah.
to make it out. And then in the end, man, I was just like, they could have made this movie
Mm,
so much better. But here's the thing: I remember what you said last week. You said if the movie's good, it's a great thing. If the movie's like, not so great, I'm not going to lose any sleep
yeah,
over it. I
yeah,
walked out of the cinema and I was
yeah.
like, okay, I'm not going
That
to
was
get upset. I'm not going to get
yeah,
annoyed about the whole thing. It is what it
yeah.
is.
It was entertaining. I found it a cool film.
Mm,
I mean, I might see it again, but I'm not in a rush. But yeah, I found it. It wasn't shit. Which do you know
no,
what? I don't know what it is yet, but The Rock, you're right in what you said. He does put bums on seats and he does change things. He did say in his early sort of press for this film that the hierarchy in the DCEU is going to change, and it
change.
has. And
Yeah.
when, anytime The Rock enters a franchise, look what happened when he entered Fast and Furious 5. It
Yeah. Oh, man.
changed for
Yeah.
him. Like for me, that's when I started watching it.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
for now, this is the first like Black Adam we're getting, and obviously next time it could be improved. Maybe we'll see him and a certain person like get together in another
Yep.
film,
Yep.
which we'll
Yep.
talk about
Yep.
in a
Yep.
second. But I actually think this was a refreshing. It was refreshingly okay. It wasn't great, but
Mm.
it was better than other DC films, and
Oh,
I'm
without a
okay
doubt.
with it. I'm okay
Mm.
with it. It did actually exceed my expectations because I thought it was going to be really shit, but it wasn't shit. So
Yeah, it wasn't shit.
I'm
That's the
okay with
thing.
it.
It wasn't shit, and there was
Yeah,
things in there which I was like, oh yeah, that is funny, and like
yeah.
that is good.
It's better than Thor:
Um,
Love and Thunder. I mean, come on.
oh man, but here's the
Yeah.
thing. We said about bums on seats. It's
Mm,
already taken. I think it's like 50 million.
okay. Yeah. It's
Like
opened the weekend.
so
Yeah.
so basically, it's already. I think it's done the same level on the opening weekend of Thor: Love and Thunder, and it's basically going to do a lot of money. So what this
Yeah.
means is that like you put Dwayne Johnson in a movie, the movie does well. We're
Yeah.
gonna see kind of like more of this. Now, here's the thing. We're gonna fast forward a little bit now to the end.
Mhm.
So, Deval, they kept this under wraps.
Yeah.
They kept this under wraps because after the credits roll, there's a mid kind of credit scene.
Yeah.
Amanda Waller's back. Black Adam,
Gang.
he's in Kandak. She's like, hey, listen, look, you know what?
Mm,
You better stay in Kandak because if you come out of Kandak, we're gonna send someone in, and there's not gonna, he's not gonna be no trifling person.
yeah.
And he's
No,
like, bring,
he said, there's no one on earth that can stop me.
stop me,
And she said, I may have to call a few favors from people that are not from Earth.
worth.
And then,
And then, oh, lo and behold, Kal El himself,
mm,
the son of Krypton, he basically last son of Krypton, he turns up, Henry Cavill.
hmm
But here's the thing: I thought it was going to be a bit more kind of standoffish, but it was like, hey, we need to talk.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And in the comics, I think Superman's a bit vulnerable to magic and kryptonite, but magic is something that can hurt him, which obviously Shazam, or the Shazam family, which I'll include Black Adam,
Mm.
that's them. And you know what? I'm a little bit disappointed. only because I bought it for myself.
What?
I always Google because I thought, okay, is it going to be an end credit scene? So I
Yeah,
Googled
yeah,
before I saw the film. I Googled is the end credits, and I always try and skip to where it just says yes or no.
yes,
And I
yeah.
skipped, and I saw something say Superman. And I thought, ah, shit.
Shit.
That's when I knew it was going to happen.
Okay,
So when it happened, I wasn't surprised, but I was very, very
okay.
happy because
Yeah, it's
I
good.
do want Superman to come back. I heard that this end of credit scene was only shot like in September or August, literally like
Damn.
1 or 2 months ago. So it was a last minute thing. But remember that
Yeah.
picture we saw on social media of The Rock and Henry Cavill sitting down together? There
So
was
it
a,
was because of this. It was
maybe
this.
perhaps, yeah, but I'm hoping the next film that comes out, whether it's Black Adam or Superman, I hope somehow they get together. Maybe they have a bit of a friction, but then they fight
Yes.
someone else or whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I want to see it. I want
I
to
want to
see it.
see
Yeah,
now, yeah, now it kind of is interesting. But also, so how does kind of like, right, we've got Black Adam and he's got Shazam like powers because he's got the
yeah,
speed of, like, all those people and everything,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
the light, whatever. And we've also got Shazam as well. And in the comic books, Shazam and Black Adam, they go at it a few
yeah,
times as well. So
yeah,
so we've got three, well, so Shazam and Black Adam, they have similar powers.
yeah. But I think Black Adams is better because he's got all kinds of thunder and he seems faster. Obviously, he knows what he's doing with his powers too. Shazam's a little bit. I think. Do you know what? Shazam gets on my
It's a bit of a
nerves. Even
joke.
the
It's a
trailer of the
joke.
second one, this seems stupid. I'm not
I
looking forward
know.
to it.
I
I'm
know.
not looking forward to it.
So I wonder if now that we've got Henry Cavill in, he's back, and this proves that, yeah, he's going to do one more. He's going to come back as Superman. Because how can you
Mm,
have him
mm,
do that cameo and not have
mm,
another Superman? That would be
yeah,
silly,
yeah.
right?
He's coming back. He's coming back.
He's
He's coming back.
definitely going to come back.
Deserves to
So,
come back because he done nothing wrong in my eyes. He's done nothing wrong.
mm,
My Man works out. He does a good job as Superman. 2013 Man of Steel was different,
that
and it
was
gave us something
nearly 10 years
refreshing.
ago.
He's done nothing wrong to be like not cancelled, but to not have another film.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
get it. I don't
And I
get
think
it.
this is going to be a nice little kind of segue into seeing another Superman. But it can't be a Superman versus Black Adam, or can it? Because we've
Mm.
already had Superman versus Batman.
You know what? If it brings in the money, they'll make it
Mm,
happen.
yeah, because
Yeah,
who can contain? But here's the thing with Superman, man. Look, with the comic books, it's almost to the point where Superman is almost invincible. Like, there is
yeah,
kryptonite. Like, there's
yeah.
if you read the comic books, he's actually gone to the sun. He's actually lifted the sun.
Mm.
He's actually lifted planet Earth.
Lifted the sun. Oh my gosh, on
Yeah.
Earth. Ugh. And in
So
Superman movies back in the day, he turns back time
exactly,
by
he's turned
flying
back
the other
time.
way
He's
around.
flying around the other way around to save Lois Lane and stuff like that. So we haven't seen Superman's full powers just yet. So I wonder if that is something that they're going to play on. But you know what I did like about Black Adam is the dark. He is a bit dark.
Yeah. Doesn't
You
ramp.
know,
Doesn't
no.
ramp. He will kill a mercenary. He doesn't care. Which
So
we need.
that
It's good
so
to see.
so
I
that
prefer
thing is
that.
good. Yeah. So
Mm,
that is good. So
mm.
there's positives and there's obviously negatives in that. So we'll see exactly what happens. So I mean, when do you reckon we'll see another Black Adam movie? What, another 2 more years?
Uh, if the money's right, I think 3 years realistically, because the Rock's
Mm,
busy, man. So I think if the money's right, we'll see another one come out in 2025.
20.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what are we now? Yeah. So we get,
summertime,
yeah, end of
summertime
20. So we're getting to
2025.
2023. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah,
All right. So
realistically.
listen, there you have it, folks. Please go out there and go check out Black Adam or Teth
Mm,
Adam and let us know what you think. There's holes in there, but on the whole, it's an enjoyable movie.
mm.
It's better than, obviously, I had a better time watching this than I did Thor: Love and Thunder. Like you
Definitely,
said. So
definitely.
make of that what you will. Go check it out. If you do watch it, please let us know on Instagram.
Mm.
And yeah, we'll leave it at that one. So next week, Devaldo, what have we got? No, is it next week or next month? We've got
Next, Black Panther is on the
yep,
11th of November. But next
right.
week is Halloween, man. We've got horror films galore. I'm definitely watching Terrifier 1 and 2.
Terrifier.
We've got Deliver Us from the Devil. I think is coming out end
Oh
of the month.
gosh.
That's some other horror film that's coming out. And yeah, horror galore, man. So look out
Yeah,
for it.
Grim Cutty. I
Halloween
got to
and
finish. I got to finish Grim Cutty,
exactly.
which is on Disney, by the way.
Oh
They've
my
got a new
gosh.
section. Have you seen the new section thing on Disney where the horror collection? So I'm going
Horror.
to go
Yeah,
through that. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
we'll
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
check it out. All right,
Yeah.
folks, thanks for keeping it locked with the Flixters. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please do keep in touch with us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.